Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you found yourself searching for your glasses, only to realize they're right on top of your head? If you have, you're definitely not alone. These little lapses happen to everyone. But after retirement, it's natural to wonder if your mind is as sharp as it used to be. The good news is, just like your muscles, your brain can stay strong and flexible with the right kind of exercise. And the best part? Keeping your mind sharp can actually be a lot of fun. Retirement is a time of new beginnings. For many of us, it's the first chance in decades to slow down, explore new interests, and focus on ourselves. But it can also bring changes to our daily routines. Without the structure of work, it's easy to fall into habits that don't challenge our brains as much as they used to. That's why it's so important to be intentional about keeping your mind active. Staying mentally engaged isn't just about avoiding memory slips. It's about enjoying life, staying independent, and feeling confident in your abilities. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 brain-boosting activities that you can start doing right now to keep your mind sharp after retirement. These aren't complicated or expensive. In fact, most of them are things you can do from the comfort of your own home or out in your community. I'll share practical tips, real-life examples, and a few stories along the way, so you can see just how easy and enjoyable it can be to give your brain a daily workout. Let's start with one of the most powerful ways to keep your mind sharp: learning something new. You might think that learning is just for kids or college students, but the truth is, our brains are designed to keep growing and changing throughout our lives. Every time you try something new, whether it's a language, a musical instrument, or even a new recipe, you're building new connections in your brain. It's like giving your mind a fresh set of tools to work with. Think about something you've always wanted to try. Maybe you've dreamed of painting, or you've always been curious about how to play chess. Now is the perfect time to dive in. You don't have to become an expert overnight. The simple act of challenging yourself, of stepping outside your comfort zone, is what matters most. If you're not sure where to start, look for classes at your local community center, library, or even online. There are so many free resources out there, from YouTube tutorials to language learning apps. And if you prefer learning with others, invite a friend to join you. You'll not only boost your brain power, but you'll also have a great time together. I remember talking to a friend who decided to learn how to bake bread from scratch after she retired. At first, she was nervous. She'd never baked anything more complicated than cookies before. But she gave it a try, and not only did she end up with delicious homemade bread, she also felt a real sense of accomplishment. She told me that every time she tried a new recipe, she felt her mind wake up a little more. That's the magic of learning. It keeps you curious, engaged, and excited about life. Now, let's talk about another activity that's just as important for your brain: staying socially connected. It's easy to underestimate how much our relationships affect our mental sharpness. When we spend time with others, whether it's chatting with a neighbor, playing cards with friends, or joining a club, we're actually giving our brains a workout. Conversation requires us to listen, remember details, and think on our feet. Laughter, too, is a wonderful way to relieve stress and keep your mind flexible. If you find yourself feeling isolated, don't be afraid to reach out. Maybe you can call an old friend, join a local group, or volunteer for a cause you care about. Even small interactions, like saying hello to someone at the grocery store or chatting with your mail carrier, can make a difference. And if you're comfortable with technology, video calls and online groups are a great way to stay connected with loved ones who live far away. The key is to make social interaction a regular part of your routine. Not only will it keep your mind sharp, but it will also lift your spirits and help you feel more connected to the world around you. I know a gentleman who started a weekly coffee group at his local cafe after he retired. At first, it was just him and one friend, but over time, more people joined in. They talk about everything from sports to books to family stories. He says those conversations are the highlight of his week, and he always leaves feeling energized and inspired. That's the power of connection. It keeps us engaged, curious, and young at heart. Now that we've talked about the benefits of learning new things and staying socially connected, let's move on to another brain-boosting activity that's both fun and effective. One of the most enjoyable ways to keep your mind sharp is by engaging in puzzles and games. You might be surprised at just how much a simple crossword, a jigsaw puzzle, or a game of cards can do for your brain. These activities aren't just for passing time. They actually challenge your memory, your problem-solving skills, and your ability to think creatively. Every time you work out a tricky clue or fit that last puzzle piece, you're giving your brain a mini workout. If you've never tried Sudoku, now might be the perfect time to give it a go. Or maybe you prefer word searches, logic puzzles, or even classic board games like Scrabble or chess. The beauty of these games is that they're fun, they can be played alone or with others, and they're easy to fit into your daily routine. You might find yourself looking forward to that quiet moment with your morning coffee and the newspaper puzzle, or maybe you'll start a weekly game night with friends or family. The important thing is to pick something you enjoy, because when you're having fun, you're more likely to stick with it. I know a couple who started doing jigsaw puzzles together after they retired. At first, it was just a way to fill the evenings, but soon it became a cherished ritual. They put on some music, pour a cup of tea, and work on the puzzle side by side. Not only did it keep their minds active, but it also gave them a chance to connect and share stories. That's the wonderful thing about brain games. They can bring people together while keeping your mind engaged. Now, let's talk about another activity that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful: physical exercise. You might be thinking, what does moving my body have to do with my brain? The answer is a lot. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, helps grow new brain cells, and can even improve memory and thinking skills. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights to see the benefits. Even gentle activities like walking, stretching, or dancing can make a big difference. Imagine taking a brisk walk around your neighborhood, feeling the fresh air on your face and noticing the changing seasons. Or maybe you join a local yoga or Tai Chi class, where you can move at your own pace and enjoy the company of others. If you love music, put on your favorite song and dance around the living room. No one's watching, so let yourself have fun. The key is to find something that feels good to you and make it a regular part of your routine. Physical activity isn't just good for your body. It's a powerful way to boost your mood, reduce stress, and keep your mind sharp. Studies have shown that people who stay active are less likely to experience memory problems as they age. Plus, exercise can help you sleep better, which is another important piece of the brain health puzzle. Speaking of sleep, let's take a moment to appreciate just how important rest is for your mind. After a good night's sleep, you might notice that you're able to think more clearly, remember things more easily, and handle challenges with a bit more patience. If you ever find yourself feeling foggy or forgetful, ask yourself if you're getting enough rest. Sometimes, the best thing you can do for your brain is to simply give it a break. Now that we've covered the joys of puzzles and games and the surprising brain benefits of physical activity, let's move on to another activity that can truly enrich your mind and your life. There's something truly special about the way creativity lights up the mind. That's why another wonderful brain-boosting activity is to get creative, whether that means painting, writing, crafting, or even trying your hand at photography. When you create something, you're not just expressing yourself. You're also challenging your brain to think in new ways, solve problems, and see the world from a fresh perspective. You don't have to be a professional artist or a published author to enjoy these benefits. The simple act of making something with your hands or your imagination can be deeply satisfying and incredibly good for your mind. Maybe you've always wanted to keep a journal, jotting down your thoughts, memories, or even little poems. Or perhaps you like to try painting a landscape, knitting a scarf, or building a birdhouse for your garden. The process is what matters most, not the end result. When you allow yourself to play and experiment, you give your brain permission to grow and adapt. And who knows, you might even discover a hidden talent or a new passion along the way. I remember meeting a woman at a local art class who hadn't picked up a paintbrush since grade school. She was nervous at first, worried that her work wouldn't be good enough. But as she let go of those worries and just enjoyed the colors and the movement of the brush, she found herself completely absorbed in the moment. She told me later that she felt lighter, happier, and more focused after each class. That's the magic of creativity. It brings you into the present and gives your mind a joyful workout. Another powerful way to keep your mind sharp is to practice mindfulness and meditation. Now, I know some people hear the word meditation and picture sitting cross-legged for hours, but it doesn't have to be that way. Mindfulness is simply about paying attention to the present moment, whether you're sipping your morning tea, listening to the birds outside, or taking a few deep breaths before bed. These small moments of awareness can help reduce stress, improve focus, and even boost memory. If you're new to mindfulness, start with just a few minutes a day. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you like, and notice your breath as it moves in and out. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly normal. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. Over time, you might find it easier to stay present, even during busy or stressful moments. There are also wonderful guided meditations available online or through apps, many designed specifically for beginners or for older adults. Some people find that mindful walking is especially helpful. The next time you're out for a stroll, try to notice the feeling of your feet on the ground, the sounds around you, and the rhythm of your breath. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. This simple practice can help clear your mind, lift your mood, and make you feel more connected to the world around you. As you explore these creative and mindful activities, you might notice that your days feel a little brighter and your mind a bit more agile. It's not about being perfect or doing everything at once. It's about finding what brings you joy and making it a regular part of your life. Whether you're painting, writing, meditating, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, you're giving your brain the care and attention it deserves. Next, let's look at one more activity that can make a real difference in keeping your mind sharp and engaged. Reading is one of those timeless pleasures that also happens to be a fantastic workout for your brain. Whether you love mysteries, biographies, poetry, or even the daily newspaper, reading keeps your mind active and engaged. It introduces you to new ideas, challenges your imagination, and helps you see the world through different eyes. If you're part of a book club, you get the added bonus of lively discussion and social connection, which, as we talked about, is another great way to keep your mind sharp. You might find that setting aside a little time each day for reading becomes a cherished ritual. Maybe it's a quiet moment with your morning coffee and a favorite novel, or perhaps you enjoy listening to audiobooks while you take a walk or do chores around the house. The beauty of reading is that it's flexible. You could do it anywhere at any pace and with any subject that sparks your interest. If you're not sure where to start, your local library is a treasure trove of possibilities, and librarians are always happy to recommend something new. As you weave these brain-boosting activities into your days, learning new things, staying socially connected, playing games and puzzles, moving your body, getting creative, practicing mindfulness, and reading, you're giving yourself the gift of a sharper, more resilient mind. It's not about doing everything perfectly or all at once. It's about finding what brings you joy and making it a regular part of your life. Some days you might feel like tackling a crossword puzzle. Other days you might prefer a walk in the park or a quiet moment with a good book. Every little bit counts, and every effort you make helps keep your mind strong and flexible. Remember, it's never too late to start. Your brain is wonderfully adaptable and thrives on new experiences and challenges. Even small changes can make a big difference over time. If you ever feel discouraged or worry that you're not doing enough, remind yourself that every step forward is a victory. Celebrate your curiosity, your willingness to try new things, and your commitment to taking care of yourself. I'd love to hear what activities you enjoy most, or if you discovered a new passion since retiring. Maybe you've joined a club, started painting, or picked up a new language. Whatever it is, share your story in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else who's looking for a fresh start or a new adventure. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more ideas on living your best life after retirement. We're building a community of lifelong learners and explorers, and your voice is an important part of that journey. Thank you for spending this time with me. Here's to keeping your mind sharp, your heart open, and your days filled with curiosity and joy. Remember, retirement isn't the end of learning. It's the beginning of a whole new chapter. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.